We watch to see what play patterns develop, like prominent strategies, familiarity with angles, and then we'll decide if
The
we need to
Abyss
focus
and
this
Pearl
out.
changes
Abyss
are
has been out for
insane, I
over a
think.
year, and we found some opportunities to evolve.
Like adding this box is insane. I think adding like or swapping the box, the jumpable being from this side to this side is really
the
good.
way B side is defended, both in the initial site defense
And I think adding this little gap here is going to be insane, and removing the other rafters.
defense and in ways attackers can protect the planted spike. We're hoping to see creative plays coming out of your executes, retakes, and post plants with these changes. We're also
Yeah, I
making
think it's
changes
really
to
good
mid
map
that'll
changes.
streamline how players fight for the
This I think is really good because right now mid is just like it just feels useless. But adding this makes it more mid being more viable.
space.
That's
and
part of
open
map
up new
control.
ways to rotate through the map for both teams. Pearl is also getting some changes in this.
This
map.
is insane
Strategies
changes.
have gone unchecked. Like
About
spike defense
time.
at B, and the attackers play
B
post
bomb
plant
side
for
has
long,
changed.
making it a bit more difficult than we'd like
Cubby, good. Cubby, good.
for defenders to get back into the round. So we're updating the site geometry to create more positioning opportunities for both defenders in the initial site.
Adding this box, insane. Now, other agents besides Jet can go on here. Jumping from here to here. Because every time, like, the reason why some teams always ran Jet was because of this box. Now you can jump on here as a Yoru and stuff.
And attackers in post plant to open new ways to play around the site. We're excited to see how your
So I
gameplay
think it's good.
evolves. Good luck in your
Jasso, I
games.
think it's 14
For more
months.
information about why we're making these changes, watch our
Dang. Oh, wait.
Feel more rewarding in Valorant.
Wait, I need to
You
see this,
spend
actually.
hours training your aim, sharpening your crosshair placement, and more. We want for that time to pay off in game. We're taking a look at all the rifles. We're looking to adjust protected bullets, also known as those first few bullets that are the most consistent, now giving you a bit more assurance that your shots will be more predictable on all rifles except the Guardian.
Wait, what?
That your shots now giving you a bit more assurance that your shots.
Am I crazy, or is before better than after? Like, more accurate? This guy said... he said that's because the guy stinks.
Will be more predictable on all rifles.
I'll
except the
have you
Guardian.
know that's
Also,
tens,
the spray
buddy.
for the rifles will change
All
slightly,
right.
allowing you to control the spray more than you could previously. We want both SMGs to still feel like a
I don't know.
valuable
I'll have
so
to
we're
actually
making
shoot
changes to
in the
Spectre,
game to
making
have an
Sapphire and
opinion.
Spray easier to control and utilize. As for the Stinger, we're lightly touching the spray, which
Whoa.
will now kick in sooner, but the recoil will still feel like it does in the current patch. For more information about why we're making
Bro, I
these
don't really
changes,
see a
watch our
difference.
overview video. Gunplay should want both SMGs feel like a. So we're making changes to the Spectre, making changes to the Spectre, making changes to the Spectre, making changes to the Spectre.
I don't really see a difference, I'm not gonna lie.
Control and utilize. As for the Stinger, we're lightly touching the spray, which will now kick in sooner, but the recoil will still feel like it does in the current patch. For more information about why we're making these changes, watch our overview.
Yeah, I think I'll have to like actually go in game to feel it.
Utility durations, distances, and other aspects of duelist kits are being tuned, or shorter debuffs. It's up to you to come up with a plan for seizing the moment, and be smart about your positioning and timing. We've lined up most concussed durations for non-ultimates to be 2.5 seconds this patch.
Good. I like this because I think some stuns and some like debuffs are really, really strong, aka the waylay slow, as opposed to like other abilities. So I think keeping it consistent is good. KT Pengu, you think of the 5 gifted.
This includes Neon.
Roko, thank you for tier 1.
Combat sims
W's
have
in the
also been
chat. Thank you,
standardized.
KT.
You may notice that reloading, firing, and
Drewy
drawing
Valley,
is
thank you for tier
slower,
1.
and the spread
Authentic,
recovers
thank you for
less.
21.
And for Yoru, we're lowering the health on gate crash. When
That doesn't really
activated,
matter.
There will be a sound effect from Yoru's position, whether he actually teleported or faked it. And his TP is now the only ability that Yoru can use in his ultimate.
That is a huge nerf to Yoru. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how you guys feel, but that you might as well killed Yoru. The flash, not being able to flash or put his fake clone down is fucked.
Yoru's maximum flash duration has also been dialed back a bit, both from blindside and when fake out is destroyed. Next step, Neon will be able to run for longer, but her fuel will recharge slower. For our newest duelists, Waylay and
I think
ISO,
that's fine.
being hit by Waylay's abilities will hinder players for a shorter duration.
Good.
Both Waylay and ISO will have a smaller area of effect for their
Holy shit. Waylay ult is so small.
ultimates. Waylay's ultimate will have a faster windup time and decreased movement speed buff. Enemies hit
Okay,
by
that's
Waylay's
good at
ultimate
least.
will be slowed for 6 seconds.
At least it
instead of
activates
7.
faster.
For more information about why we're making these changes, watch our overview video.
Know about the Sentinel role changes in Act 6. When thinking about the balance of the agent ecosystem for Sentinels,
6-7?
just
Why is
like
everyone
how
saying?
we're
I
adjusting
still don't get
aggressive
6-7
utility, we
meme,
also want to
bro.
make sure that defensive
What's
utility
6-7?
is up to our counterplay standards. Some abilities are sneakier than we would like, so we're making them easier to spot, bait out, or destroy. Vice has seen a lot of plays
I legit,
since our arrival last
Ion, the
August,
way you
and
explain
overall,
it, you
she's
explain
very
it like a
strong at
kid,
protecting the
bro.
site, but we feel like there could be more.
I'm not a
content
kid
to
anymore,
use
I'm
her
old.
abilities. We've decreased the health of her razor vines, and her
I'm an
ultimate,
onk
the Steel
now.
Garden, will cover less space and
Bro,
on the
6-7, you just gotta know. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. You don't know how to explain things. You just say,
Denying
it's
space
6-7.
is a key part of the Sentinel's kit, like Sage's Barrier Orb and Deadlock's Cable Jam. We like how these
You're
abilities
just
change
too
the
old,
terrain,
G.
but
We will be hate watching Envy at Ascension.
found their health to be spending too many.
Kidding, I'm kidding.
But while they'll be weaker to break once fortified, we're also reducing their costs, lessening their burden on your economy. Passive info gathering plays a huge role in.
I wasn't watching the past minute, I'm not gonna lie, chat.
Pink
Pink Fluffy ceiling in 21 months.
To address this, Vice's Flash Arc Rose no longer plays a hit confirm set.
I don't like this. Vice is just terrible now, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of pro teams used Vice for the Flash as an info, like a budget initiator. Removing that is like really bad.
We're also adjusting Killjoy's alarm bot health and slowing down how fast her turret.
The Jake man, think of the 4 months.
Killjoy re-enters its range.
This
so that
doesn't
there
matter
are
as
more
much.
timing opportunities against her setup. But if you don't time it properly, you'll be punished by a turret that slows you down more than before. As for Cypher, we've made his trap wires less punishing, so it now only slows you instead of concusses. And you will also no longer be revealed during the windup before it activates. But now, the windup is shorter. Deadlocks,
Hey, what? They just showed us the before. Where's the after?
less punishing, so it now only slows you instead of concusses. And you will also no longer be revealed during the windup before it activates.
Wait, what?
Now, the windup is shorter.
Tweet man, think of the 5 gifted. So that means when you hit a Cypher trip, instead of getting concussed, you're slowed. And instead of getting like Sova reconned, you're Cypher cam tagged. I'm assuming? Yes?
So it now only slows you instead of concusses. And you will also no longer be revealed during the windup before it activates more than before.
Listen, listen,
As
listen.
for Cypher, we've made his trap wires less punishing, so it now only slows you instead of concusses. And you will also no longer be revealed
See? Instead of being revealed.
during the windup before it activates. But now
Wait. So you don't get scanned at all? Wait. Cypher's just useless. Yeah, but no. What? I just shoot it. No one's gonna get scanned then.
the windup is shorter. Deadlock's sound sensor concuss duration will be lowered to meet the new standard. For more information about why we're making these changes,
I think the deadlock
to meet
stun
the
is
new
good.
standard, sounds
Okay, when you do this to like one agent, okay, the one thing I like that they did about all these changes is like, if they're gonna nerf one agent, they nerf everything else too. So like, the deadlock wall they changed, the Vice got nerfed, Cypher got nerfed, all the agents got nerfed. I think in general, Valorant's just trying to aim for like more gunplay as opposed to just abilities. Yeah, I miss the Sage
Sentinel
stuff, I'm not gonna lie.
in Act 6.
DJ, thank you for the 43 months. Love you, bro. Thank you for 43.
When thinking about the balance of the agent
Alright, hold on.
ecosystem
I gotta
for
hear about
Sentinels,
Sage.
just like how we're adjusting aggressive utility, we also want to make sure that defensive utility is up to our counterplay standards. Some abilities are sneakier than we would like, so we're making them easier to spot, bait out, or destroy. Vice has seen a lot of play since her arrival, and abilities will all part of the change. While they'll be weak to jam,
Oh, here we go.
we like how these abilities change the terrain, but found their help to be spending too many of your precious bullets. But while they'll be weaker to break once fortified, we're also reducing their costs,
Yeah, so they just made everything weaker.
lessening their burden on your economy. Passive info gathering plays a huge role in a Sentinel's kit, but counterplay can sometimes feel difficult. No longer
Okay. Thunder Meow with the gifted tier 3. Thank you, Thunder Meow. And thanks for all the support, man. Calamity, thank you for 3 months. Welcome back. El Suli, thank you for 15 months. Okay.
Changes to initiators across the board.
Initiators. This is a big
Initiator
one.
ability should be strong at setting up combat, but we want them to be tighter in timing and precision.
This has got to be the greatest update this game has had. I'm not gonna lie, John. A lot of people are giving shit for it. But like I said, I think the change is good. I think people just don't like change. Like, I think over time, people, like, this will make Valorant not fun again, but more, like, less RNG.
And have more counterplay options.
Starting off
I agree, but the fact that this is actually balanced is good. Yeah,
with
exactly.
standardization changes that will apply
Like,
to
they
agents from
changed-
all roles.
it's not like
You
they
have an
nerfed
increase to
one
what you can see
role.
when nearsighted.
They
So,
nerfed
when
everything.
Fade's prowlers get you, you'll be able
Just to
see
emphasize
around 7
gunplay
meters.
more.
We're also standardizing most
They nerfed
stuns
everything.
to last the same amount of
Not
time
just
for
one
non-ultimate
role.
abilities. We want it to be easier for you to translate your muscle memory between different abilities. You'll see this with Breach's stun and Wingman. There's also a global change to combat stims, which will be more uniform for the same reasons. When you pop KO's ult, shooting will be similar to when you're standing in Brim stim, Beacon, or fighting while Reyna has his Empress active. Finally,
Which
many
is good.
rechargeable
They
abilities,
actually
like Soba's
balanced
Recon
out
Bolt,
everything.
Fade's Haunt, KO's 0 point, and Breach's Fault Line now have a 60-second cooldown, because we want you to be more strategic and intentional between each use. We're evening out the duration of flashes, like KO's and Breach's.
Ads?
They'll now blind for a
Wait, chat? Yeah, I typed we're waiting for the ad watchers, but we're not waiting.
Breach's Fault Line now have a 60-second cooldown, because we
But remind me 2 minutes from now, we're gonna have to act like we were waiting.
want you to be more strategic and intentional between each use. We're evening out the duration of flashes, like KO's and Breach's.
Wait, that's actually insane. KO right click?
They'll now blind for a uniform 2.25 seconds, just like a full power guiding light flash from Sky. Just like the universal cooldown changes, Gecko's cooldown after reclaiming his buddies is also longer. Wingman and Thrash will also be easier to fight against with lower HP.
Thrash moves
This was
that
done to
slow when
compensate
you
for some of
shoot
the
it.
power loss flash initiators had compared to our recon initiators. Breach will now be able to kick off the action faster
What the
with a quicker
fuck?
windup time on his stun and less points needed for his ult. But the ult will have to be used more wisely, as it'll cover a smaller area and concuss targets for less
Gecko
time.
dead,
Fade's
Vice
ult
dead,
will be
yeah.
receiving the same treatment, and her eye will stay in world for less time. For more information about why we're making these changes,
He wasn't holding W? Actually?
It's changing with controllers. We want additional utility.
Yeah, Cypher's dead. Cypher's actually dead. You don't get revealed by trips anymore. Like, at all. I think a lot of agents are just like... Honestly, I don't know, but I'm excited for, like, a big change. It's been a while since there's been, like, a big change to Valorant. Like, besides new agents coming out, you do get revealed? Yeah, but you only get revealed at the end of the trip, right? Yeah, so like any good player is just gonna shoot the trip. The end is faster? Oh, okay. But like how much faster can you really make it be? The ad's done, chat. Act normal. Alright, I think all the ad watchers are done now. So we can just finish this
KO's
video.
0 point and Breach's Fault Line now have a 60-second cooldown, because we want you to be more strategic and intentional between each use. We're evening out the duration of flashes, like KO's
That's
and
insane.
Breach's. They'll now blind for a uniform 2.25
KO's gonna be OP
seconds,
now.
just
That's
like
actually
a full
nuts.
power guiding
But
light
honestly,
flash
I'm
from
happy
Sky.
they evened
Just
out
like
all the
universal
flashes,
cooldown
not
changes,
just
Gecko's cooldown after reclaiming his
KO.
buddies is also longer. Wingman and Thrash will also be easier to fight against with lower HP. This was
Wait,
done to compensate
Thrash
for some of the
moves
power
that
loss
slow
flash
when it's shot at
initiators
now?
had compared to our recon initiators. Breach will now be able to
Gecko's
kick
just
off the
dead.
action faster, with a quicker windup time on his stun and less points needed for his ult. But
So
the
why is
ult
everyone
will have
freaking
to
out?
be used more wisely, as it'll cover a smaller area and concuss targets for less time.
Let's go to controllers. This is big for me. This is big for me. Ads are done, guys? Alright, ads are done.
Blocking from controllers to feel
Alright.
in line with similar abilities.
Alright, let's see here.
across the
Controllers, come on.
We're implementing some universal standardizations across all agents, like being able to see further while nearsighted, which will apply when you're hit by Omen's paranoia. We felt
Omen's
that there
dead.
was room to further differentiate nearsight from flashes and increase the counterplay opportunities that players have when affected by it. Combat stims have been proven to be effective in turning the outcome of fights since some of our backend changes in patch 905. So
This
we'll be
doesn't
tuning them
really
down
matter.
just slightly. There's a uniform concuss time for most stuns, including Astra's Nova Pulse. And the fragile duration from pull, Gravity Well, will also be shorter. There's a general
That
increase in
doesn't
ability
really matter.
cooldown times
No
for
one really
rechargeable abilities,
stays
with many
and
going
sucks.
to 60 seconds like Astra's Gravity Well and Nova Pulse. For Astra and Omen Smokes, the cooldowns will also be increasing, but not all the way to 60 seconds. Aside from the universal standardizations, Omen's Paranoia near sight is getting tweaked to have a smaller area of impact and a faster travel time. You'll need to take more space to get
Whoa.
access to the best casts. Finally, walking into
That is a
Viper's Pit,
fast
Poison
flash.
Cloud, or Toxic Screen will decay less instant HP for enemies that walk through them. For more information about why we're making these changes, watch our overview video.
Honestly, not really like nerfs to controllers. They just changed everything to like match up with everything else.
It's concussed duration.
I'm not gonna lie, John, you look good here. Like no cap. You actually look good here.